I'm feeling good. Working my way back.
I know it's just preseason, but to get into a game with an NFL uniform on, how did that feel?
Amazing. Dream come true. I mean, I've always wanted to wear a star, and I finally got to do it.
What was your assessment of your reps that you took out there? How do you think you did?
I thought I did pretty good, handled my business. Things to work on, of course, but got the butterflies out.
How are you feeling now?
Feeling good.
How long did it take for the butterflies to get off the
First play.
first play?
Yeah. First time I hit somebody.
What was the plan coming in? I mean, did you play about as many snaps as you thought you would, or was it?
Yeah. I mean, it was around where I thought I was going to play.
Did you happen to have a favorite rep? Any particular play that you liked a lot?
I mean, I had fun in all of them.
How tough were those 3 days that you missed? Because you playing illness, proving yourself. How difficult was those couple of days for you?
I mean, it's just like any other illness. It wasn't fun, but we have a great staff here that took care of me.
After each series, how'd you find yourself spending the time in between on the sidelines?
Watching, talking to my coach, and learning about what I could have done better, and also watching the defense.
How much do you think you can get out of these preseason games?
I think we can get a lot out of this. I mean, we can learn from every single play, different looks that we're going to get from different teams. And also, we play the Rams again, so I think we'll learn a lot.
Do you want to play in the next two?
Of course.
On those reps when you were on the sideline and you were watching the other offensive linemen, second team, third team, what were you trying to take away while watching your other guys play out there?
I mean, I love every guy in the room, and I love their physicality, and they're playing for the name in the front and the back of their jersey. So, we're playing for each other. So seeing my brothers go out there and fight and battle every single play gives me energy.
How would you describe being in a huddle led by Trey Lance?
Efficient. It's my word, efficient.
What is the feeling of his leadership like?
I think he's a confident player. He knows what he wants to do. He's quick and responsive. I like how he calls plays.
Did you feel like his confidence grew throughout the game?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, he let it loose.
A lot of rookies talk about the speed of the game changing compared to college or.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to do my lunchtime chat. I just got home from running around. Let me put on the left monitor for you guys. There you go. So you can see the whole room. There it is. What's going on, everybody? I wanted to just do a lunchtime chat from the home here. Very, very interesting what I'm hearing. Primetime Phil? Primetime. Are you really saying you thought that Trey Lance looked good? Are you serious, my guy? Are you serious? There's no way that Trey Lance looked good, man. Hold up. Let me see. I don't know why it's doing that. Bear with me. Hey, my guy, it is on its way. It's on, man. Thomas Garrett's in the house. 4 picks in practice, 4 in game 1. And that's just a fact. That is just the fact. What did Mark Hutchinson say? Mark Hutchinson. Trey Lance needs to quit dancing in the pot and decide. Yes, Mark Hutchinson. Did you notice when he dropped back took 3 steps and then planted, that he was good. Did you notice when he had his first read was open? And we could talk to Phil because Phil, I'm curious to see what he enjoyed because I know what I enjoyed. I enjoyed when he, took the snap. His first read was open. It's usually over the middle, and he got it out. Anything to the sideline was sketchy at best. What's up, Primetime? How are you? I don't know if you're ready to go with your mic and all, but if you are, just talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you. You're like velvety. You're so
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was the only one. I'm very surprised. There's a lot of people I see on the forums. They're hammering them, and I'm just like, man, I don't know what everybody expected here. Like, I'm looking for body of work. But I see, I see what your point is in the sense of, hey, we got so many turnovers. And was he Bennett? Was he throwing 4 picks? Was he throwing it into double coverage? Was he throwing it? Was he making?
What's up,
I don't
Arturo?
know, man. If you put him better receivers out there, are those receivers getting open to where he can make better reads?
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid to tuck it and run, but again, that only gets you so far, and you can't last very long in the NFL if that's what you're going to tend to do. But man, I liked what I saw. Obviously, it's not the end results and where you want to get touchdowns, you want to get all this other stuff, but I look at preseason as Ted Lasso does, man. It's just like I'm not looking at the wins and losses.
Well, no,
I'm
yeah.
looking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at his body of work when he goes a step back, how he stands, how he moves around in the pocket, how if he feels pressure. I'm not looking at when he threw that pass and the guy got it, it didn't go, he didn't drive it. He was driving pretty well, and then it would just flat. And we've seen Cowboys do that in general. I mean, remember, we're not pulling out certain plays. This is just vanilla offense versus vanilla defense.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, go down to the truck and turn around. I'll get you.
What's up, Nike 3? Yeah, no, I could care less about the win. I was predicting the loss midway at the start of the fourth quarter. But I'm just saying, you give Dak 4 turnovers.
Oh yeah,
We're probably winning by
thing.
3 touchdowns. And listen, when Lance, his first read is there, he got the ball out good and on time, accurate. He planted his back foot, released the ball. There were some plays, but not everything is wide open like in college, and that's where I think the issue is, The Cowboys not trading for Reddick and playing him, they don't even want to pay Prescott or Lamb. Hamid, yeah, we're not getting Reddick. It makes no sense. Eagles get a conditional third. Any of the RBs make us. Check. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
There it is. Boom.
I had to
hear you.
restart my Roadcaster. Sometimes it happens. That's weird.
Yeah.
Very,
I was
very
thinking that
weird.
maybe when you jumped in the middle of the Zoom call in the middle of the broadcast, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm doing a lot here, but going back. So anyway, so what? Loud and clear. Thanks.
There it
Dak's chaotic ankle problems. I'm loving the. I'm loving that. That's awesome, bro.
The ankle problems. He's getting old, man. He's becoming a dad. That's
all right.
Just
YouTube J Capilla, 4 turnovers and no touchdowns is yeah, it's pretty bad.
It is. It is bad. I can see that. I totally get it. But again, that's if I'm judging the team overall. I mean, it takes everything to come together. It's first preseason game. I wanted to see some people out there for a couple of drives. I just want to see some body of work. Again, if you're looking on the other side with Rams, if you're Bennett, you got to look at that going, okay, it's the reading. He was throwing it into coverage and stuff. So that's the stuff that I look at. He's not ready, obviously, to be thrown out there and be an NFL franchise quarterback. We all get that now, if we didn't before. But I like it as a third quarterback. Again, if you're the 49ers and with all you gave up to get him, that wasn't the wisest choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm seeing
we don't have time. Sugar Daddy's like, we don't have time for no for no projects.
Yeah. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. All sound cut out when you were reading my message. Okay, Nike 3, cool. Yeah, you asked me any of the running backs make a splash. I liked Rico Dowdle. He averaged almost
Malik
5
Davis.
yards.
The more I see Malik, I don't like him.
You mean
I
you
used
don't
to like him.
Malik Davis?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I could care less about Malik. He's not gonna make the team. They may bring him on the practice squad. I wasn't really happy with Snoop Connor. He didn't show me anything. So I fully expect it to be Lepke, Zeke, and Rico. That's what I expect. Deuce Vaughn will probably make the team, but outside of that, maybe he starts out the year on PUP or something or IR. I don't think any other running backs make the team, and then I think they bring back whoever on the practice squad, and that's including Nathaniel Pete. He won't make the team. He'll be on the practice squad.
Yeah,
Every team, Phil, has their running backs that they like. They all like their own players, just like receiver. But Sugar Daddy, that was against vanilla coverage. Exactly, Sugar Daddy. Now, I'm sure they blitzed a little, but as far as coverage and everything, yeah, it was not. Trey Lance, you saw the difference in Cooper Rush. He threw 4 passes. Oh, yeah.
Very
completed
confident.
3. Yeah. Moved the field, moved the team.
You can tell when he stands in there, it's with experience. Like you can see it with Cooper Rush. It may not be flashy and everything. He's not going to run for the first down. But I mean, he's a solid backup. I'm really just looking for that backup right now. And of course, Trey Lance is always a chance for the future. But man, like whatever you go backwards on, that's kind of what you're going to be at. You got to think of it as a Cowboys fan. If you're going to step back from Dak, it's no matter where you're going to go, unless you get a proven veteran. Oh, Atlanta likes what they see, so they move away from Kurt or whatever like that. It's
right.
That's the only kind of veteran that you may get.
There you go. This is what's bad about some of the Eagle fans.
Logan?
Derek Knight. Nice comment. So I guess you like when quarterbacks get hurt and wide receivers get hurt. That's a scumbag thing to say, but welcome to the channel. And right back at you when Dennis Thurman speared Ron Jaworski. He still feels it today. To this day. I talked to Ron about that hit years ago. Ron said, yeah, he speared him. So there you go. We'll take them 3 Super Bowls in the 90s, though, there, Derek Knight. You can sleep on that shit. Michael Rizzo, what's going on, brother? How are you? Logan Motorsports, what's up, man? Dax Chronic, I love that. Dax Chronic ankle. Jamal, what's going on, man? Watch your mouth, gang. Listen, man, hey, he's going to bring it, I'm going to bring it. Don't come on to my channel and tell me to watch my mouth, Joe Mall. How's that? All right? I'm responding to a rude comment. I could have ignored it. I could have blocked it. No, I took it straight on. You're on my show, Jamal. What's up, Flip Shelton? How are you? What's going on, David? How are you? Tommy Montoya, prayers up for you, my guy. Hopefully all is well. I'm fine, man. I'm just reading like people are talking about Irving getting hurt. I just responded with Dennis Thurman taking out Ron Jaworski. Okay, you got it. Ha ha
I
ha.
respond
Lord
different. Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's how I roll, man.
Nope.
I
Nope.
I fight fire with fire. I'm not
Yeah, I
taking
was
the high
like,
road,
don't
man.
go. You don't backpedal. Don't backpedal.
I
That's
can't
wrong with
do
society.
that, Jamal. You should know me better than that. I don't wish ill will on your squad. Please don't do it on mine. If you want to do that, do it on another channel. I'm all right with it. You all right, Tommy Montoya? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. So, Phil, let me get some of your takes. I haven't talked to you since. Yeah, I know. You celebrated when Dak broke his legs. I know. See? I'm not like that. So now you're true.
See, that's the part. You want me to watch. Yeah, you want them to
your
watch
true
your mouth, but then
colors.
you're being like that. That's disrespectful. But anyways, what I saw, I like to see some football. Just seeing some of these young guys get out there. Carson, for example, I really liked what I saw with him. There was some things here and there, but I love the attitude that he plays with. Eric Scott was back and forth. I just saw him. I'm like, every time I was like, man, he's getting beat. He's getting beat.
I didn't
He's
care
getting
for
beat.
him.
And then the one interception, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't do anything for me because it was thrown kind of right to him.
Exactly.
It's like you're gonna Larry Brown me. I'm not gonna get fooled by that. I'm not giving you a huge contract and MVP of the Super Bowl for that, So I'm still not sold on him, but I do like what I see from Carson. Some of these younger guys, there's some guys getting on our radar, but again, it's only preseason. You can't again jump too far up and down on some of these guys too.
Yeah.
The ball needs to be cut now. Yeah, well, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, Josh Ball almost got a Cooper Rush killed. Now, was it Cooper? No, maybe it was Trey. Yeah, it had to have been Trey. 4 interceptions and Trey Lance couldn't get the ball point. Yeah, Lord Vaughn, it's true. Cooper is Dak's replacement. Yeah, I would agree with that. Wade was saying that if Dak doesn't resign, Phil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the next following year?
With Cooper and draft a young one.
No. There is some kind of they're gonna go with some kind of veteran. They wouldn't throw a young guy out there, not with some of the roster they have. Well, no. I'm not talking about Rush. I'm talking about they would go another. I mean, Cooper would still be your backup. He would be
a starter, and then they would draft a young guy. My guess. That's my guess. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they would go out and get somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I think they would. That would be the one position that they would, because that's what they don't shy away from when going out and they try getting it may be a bargain quarterback, but still, it's usually a name of some kind.
Well, Mouse said, I agree with everything Primetime said. Don't jump the gun on anything good or bad. Nobody's jumping the gun. We're just reacting to a game. That's what we do. Next week, we'll react to that outcome. I told you I could care less about the win or the loss. I
need to see the all 22. I need to see that. I need to see what did he see down the field.
Well,
was it all coverage? If it was covered and he was running because of that, then it's positive stuff. You can't, when he was throwing these certain things. Yeah. I need to see what he was seeing, and so unfortunately, unless I pay for it, I don't get the all 22. Right?
That's a good question, Mike 3. May I ask?
Big loving.
Micah was taking snaps at running back in practice.
Because he won't shut his mouth. Because that's why. Because he just probably hyping somebody in how that person like, hey, can you go to McDonald's? Can we go to McDonald's? Can we go to McDonald's? Can we go to McDonald's? Like that's Micah. Like, can I run a running back? Can I do this? Can I do that? You're like, dude, just get in there and play some snaps and just shut up. Like, that's why. I think that's why.
Yeah. Logan, what's up, brother? I bought some Eagles stuff for everybody. I got obviously my Cowboy stuff. I got another bobblehead coming, but I bought some cool Eagle stuff to give away, just in case one of you Eagle fans win anything. Mouse, Philly 500, I love him to death, but my boy makes decisions off one drive. Yeah, I agree, Mouse. No, but again, I'm not. I mean, Trey's not going anywhere this year anyway. That was never the question. I was just, in a way, it's better for Dallas that he didn't look good, Trey, because they can't. Phil, if Trey came out and lit it up and threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, they will be salivating using that in the negotiations. I'm sorry, they would.
That would have definitely.
They would have said, "Oh, this is."
But you can't turn around and say that the agent won't use this as something either.
Yeah.
Like what you got there.
I just don't understand why they do what they do, man. It doesn't make much sense to me.
To me, it has the only thing that makes sense about this whole thing, other than little parts that you're trying to guarantees and everything, is just the timing of contracts, right? I mean, I know Mark's more into that the timings and stuff, but if you wait months, I mean, does it fall into the other year compared to this year?
Right.
And, people are like, okay, well, let's clear up some cap room. It's like, well, what are we doing with it? Are we going out and getting something with it, or is Reddick coming to us? Like, yeah, right. I was surprising by that too. When I saw that, they can't get a number together, but yet he's already requesting a trade. Man, that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I was going at it with a guy on Bleacher Report. I made a comment. They said, Hassan Reddick has asked for a trade. And I'm like, and then somebody made a comment like the Jets are stupid. And I'm like, yeah, why would the Jets? What normally happens is the reason why he's being traded is because the team he's on is not giving him the money that he wants. So you have the right to go work out a deal, but the Jets just went and traded for him, thinking they're going to play hardball with the same situation that the Eagles did.
Yeah.
And they know. I would have been like, you've already talked to me. I would have, like, before I did any trade, I would have talked to the representatives and said, well, okay, what are you looking for? Before we give any draft picks, whether it's a 3 or a possible 2, depending on 10 sacks and playing time. So to me, it's on the Jets. The Jets failed. It had nothing to do with Reddick. Reddick held out in Philly. So what were you expecting? And anybody thinks he's going to go to the Cowboys? Yeah, rumor is Cowboys liked him right up until the point they heard that he wanted $25 million a year.
20 million.
He's over 30.
To me,
that's not happening.
If you're the Jets, I mean, I don't know, man. Rodgers isn't getting younger. This guy was at least proven that he can get one-on-one matchups and win them. He does come through certain spots. So until he doesn't do that, he's not worth the money. But I would say he's worth it. I say sit out, do your thing, Reddick.
Yeah.
You're worth it. It's the Jets have this history of just crap just happening to them. Hey, I don't want to get involved in all that. Give me my money. I want to be paid just in case I get into that voodoo that is the New York Jets and I have to deal with that crap. And that media and all that. That's not a simple place to just play, even with all the sorrow that it's had. I mean, it's a media place and they jump on you.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the organization even reaching out. I mean, it's just very stupid. Who knows? Mouse, I don't think Jerry or anybody else will make that decision as for now. All of that will be handled after, and I know Dak and has no pressure because he sees someone will play.
And he needs to play through it. I mean, he needs to play through that last year either way to get to that
Dak
crazy.
Has any issues with playing. It was busy today, Logan. I had a doctor's appointment.
But he is right, man. It's Will McClay needs to do something about that.
Yeah. I had a doctor's appointment, Logan. I went and did some errands. It's my oldest son's birthday today, so we went out and got a few things. Got him a birthday cake. So my oldest is 25. Dak's chronic ankle problems. Cooper hasn't been banged around like Dak. Dak's taking practices off because his ankle is janky. I like that word too. That's a well underutilized word. Janky. Yeah, I like janky. Man, you feeling good, Brian? I'm feeling good. Why? Don't I look
McClay
good?
Sucks.
I feel good. I got my Marvel shirt on. I feel strong. What I would say is, man, did you see the video?
No, man, nope.
Past an undercover DEA agent. Did you see the Pink's video, man?
Oh, did you do one for them?
Yeah, Mark went to Pink's. Well, go, dude. He didn't get to go out of the horrors. He had, I forget what he got 2 Drew Barrymores. That's the bacon chili dog, I think. It's pretty good. He didn't even go near the brown water though. Yes, it's on YouTube. Happy birthday to your son. Thanks, Curtis. Yeah, he's 25. He just got engaged. He'll be getting married. I couldn't get him to get away from September, so I think he's getting married next September on a Sunday. So
I think I also think and I want to point this out because I've seen this on Twitter a lot. You'll point out and he goes, "Oh, you guys true Lancers and you guys there's such a division within this quarterback thing. It's just it gets ridiculous. It's you know again, I think Brian and I are on the when it says we're Cowboy fans, we may not like a certain quarterback or we don't think he's the answer. That doesn't mean we hope that he fails so we can be proven right. I really hope that he has success here. As soon as he leaves, I hope he doesn't. Don't get me wrong.
right.
But when he's here, I want Dak to have all the answers, and I want him to be a MVP and runner up kind of candidate. But it's the playoff stuff that's going to define his career. I mean, that doesn't mean that he won't be in the Hall of Fame at some point, but I don't know, man. It's until he does anything in the playoffs. What are we talking about, right? And if he goes somewhere else, that's been proven. What did D Ware? I think that's always the heartbreaking one for me. When we had him for years, we kind of wasted him away, and then he went and he easily played somewhere else and got his ring. And so when he got put into the Hall of Fame and they were talking about him with the Cowboys, it felt wrong. It just totally felt wrong because if he had continued on with the Cowboys. Do you think Ware makes the Hall of Fame as quickly as he did, at least?
Probably not.
Yeah,
but I don't know. He had 20 some sacks. I don't know. I doubt.
I think eventually at some point he would have, but not as quickly as he could have. But I mean, it's just
I don't know. I think he might have been
frustrating.
first ballot regardless, but I'm not positive about that. Let's see here. Sledhead, the game time report from QB Jordan Love, still impressive. Yeah, he looked really good. So Eagles got their handful week 1.
What about Bo Nix? Yeah,
that's Phil's guy, Bo.
I've been ranting about him, and he tears it up in the preseason. I know it's all in the preseason, but
and I want David
again, at least it wasn't the opposite. You know how easily in the NFL you can have such an opposite performance.
You make this deal right
and see,
now,
that's why I look
Tom,
at
and
like
you
with
get
Bennett.
Bo
I
Callahan.
guess I'm going to bring
Say
him
it
back up with his 4 interceptions. I don't look at that and go, okay, well that's it. Let's move on. As a Rams fan, he's got some stuff to work with. Especially, I think it's just the speed of the game was got to him. It just his clock was kind of going off in his head that hey, I've been sitting with this ball in my hand for way too long. I need to get it out. And it just wasn't good decisions beyond that. So I think he just needs to slow it down. Dak the Joker.
Dak the Joker. I hear you, man. It's all good, Jamal. It's all good, man.
I take it.
It's all good. We all get worked up. I get worked up. I'm a Philly guy. I live here. So you should know. He'll never win another playoff game. Okay, here we go. Blanket statement, Kid Cowboy.
I think he will. I
don't know if he'll be with us, but it may be with somebody else. That'll be funny, won't it? Lance can succeed. He can't or can. I don't know. What's up, Michael Rizzo? I see you're in, baby. You are in. Game time. Yes, indeed. Happy birthday to your son and congratulations on the engagement. Yeah, they've been dating since high school, so they've been dating a long time. So she's a sweetheart. So he's finishing up he should be getting his master's by next year. So he's got a lot on his plate, that kid, but doing well. Let's see here. I can't read negative all the time. Sorry, bro. If Dak leaves, where do you all think he is going? Raiders, probably. I would not underestimate the Giants. I still think that's my number 1, but I could see Raiders, Giants, and then maybe the Saints go back home. But Dak's a New York guy. You saw him at a Tyron Smith's wedding. He was chopping it up. I could easily see Dak in New York. He's used to the
Jets.
bright lights of
Be
Dallas.
be the Aaron apparent.
Yeah, I think he would have no problem playing with the Giants. Problem is, with the Giants, they just don't have any good. Their offensive line.
That's what I was saying. Jets.
stinks.
But at least Jets have a little bit more weapons. You got
Maybe.
some wide
Yeah.
receivers. You got some defense in there. You just need
that's
you
true.
need a good quarterback that will last more than drive.
Logan, will Dak sign a new deal? Dak will sign a new deal.
I think you will.
Again,
Not thrilled about it, but not in the sense of him. I'm thrilled about Dak staying if that's the case. It's just what does it entail with the numbers and.
do you know what I would do?
I know you have more money, but it's like.
Do you know what I would do? I've changed my stance on Dak Prescott. I would somehow, if he wants to do a 3-year deal, I know that doesn't help the team out in the short term, but maybe add a void year. I know that's better. I would say a 4-year deal would be. I don't think Dak's going to give us 5, and I don't think we can afford 3. Do a 4-year deal, right? You might have to go full. You might have to go no trade, maybe with a list of teams of his desire, something like that. But that would not preclude me for trying to get a stud young guy. This would be his last deal. That's the thing. That would not preclude me for going out and getting a guy. That's why I said if you can do a shorter deal, go out and get a guy. Problem is, once you have Dak, you win a lot of regular season games. People who think we're going to struggle this year, you guys are on drugs. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Phil, did you see our linebacker play yesterday? It was pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, Overshown, man. I was I wanted to see him, and I go, okay, how's he going to react? How's he going to be able to fire off the thing? That dude was everywhere again. I was just like, okay, all right, Overshown. You can have 13 all you want, man. You're making it look good. You're looking at making it look better than Gallup did. Like, I was like,
Asman, you saw the video? Yeah, that was a good one, man. Asman says, Brian, you and I broke Mark. That video is epic. LOL. I love it. Thank you for helping me giving him the point. Dude, just the pinks, hot dogs, and the brown water, it's all hysterical to me. That's just my sense of humor. But Mark, I don't think, because, he looked like he was hammering that bitch. It looked like he enjoyed it. So I don't know, though. It was all right. Come on, bro. Stop it. I've seen you pound your many a glizzy, and that Pink's hot dog was nice looking.
Logan, you're not wrong. Oh, wow, my boy.
It's like Peter Brady.
He says if CD continues to hold out, Cowboys might have a slow start. You might be right there.
Yeah. Or you bring in the soft tissue injury, Phil. I hate to say it, but.
Well, I mean, I know CD is going to be back for the regular season either way. I mean, I'm not worried about that sense, but the connection that they're going to have, I could see that. You can't say that it's not a possibility because it definitely is a possibility.
Yeah,
I do like their chemistry. I hope that if there is something like that happening, again, if you got a great connection with Cooks, I'm not saying Cooks is your number one or anything like that, but if your other guy, that's what your number 2 needs to be able to do. If all of a sudden that number 1 is not doing his thing or he's getting covered or that connection with that number 2 is going to be huge. And then of course those connections with the 3 and 4, even larger. So I like going into it even with that possibility happening.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I definitely hear you. I'm messing with that.
No, because he's on his rookie deal. See, they get to waive those fines that he's missing.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he's up near $2 million now, or close 1.75, something like that. But they're gonna. I don't know if they can waive it. I don't know how that works.
I can't. That's probably what it is. Dak chronic ankle problems. It's probably the guaranteed money, or when it drops off. Like it's one of those things. It's definitely not the. I don't think it's the amount. I think it's they're trying to get away with some shady crap. That's what they're trying to do.
I think it's Dallas wants a longer term deal, and maybe CD's looking for
another payday before
like a lot of guarantees and maybe a 3-year deal, or maybe a 4. I don't know. Honestly, the deal looks too easy to make, so I don't understand what's honestly. It's guaranteed money, like Mouse says, but I think it's also the years, Mouse. Bobby Murphy, just trade CD. You guys don't need him. Yeah, right. Come on, man. You got 2 number ones. We just want our one. You know. Hey, Tommy. Hope you're feeling better, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game time. I'm in Hatset. Yeah. So I'm right over the bridge, Joe.
Thank you, Logan Morgan Sports. Appreciate that.
I'm right over the bridge, Joe Mall, about a half hour, right near Deptford, Gloucester Outlets. It's a 4-year deal, $33 million a year. There you go. Dak delusional. What's up? 3 years, no playoff stats.
That's where it is. Just
Tommy.
guarantee it all. Just guarantee it all. Let's move on.
You're
Like,
outnumbered,
like,
kid cowboy. You're
what are you gonna
outnumbered.
do with it? You're not getting rid of him. I mean, if you don't want that sense, then you don't have a no trade clause. I maybe that's what it is. Maybe things that are in there that they don't like. But I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't see the problem here. I think you just you get it done and you move on. I mean, again, we were talking about. I'm more heartbroken about the ones that we're not going to be able to sign because that's going to eventually come, right?
Yeah. I was actually I ain't gonna lie to you. I was actually thinking, okay, who could we possibly trade for Hassan Reddick? I was thinking it. What's up, Bobby Murphy? Phil, yes, me and Phil are going together as man. Well, he's flying in, I'm flying in, and we're staying together. Mark says he's coming, so we'll see.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see your question there.
What was it?
No, he was asking if I was going to the game in Dallas in November.
Yes, we were talking about flights earlier. I got to get on that sometime this week and look at it. Yeah, I can't believe anybody that's in here now hasn't already subscribed to the other channel. But thank you for subbing up.
Like, this is my first time seeing Primetime Phil.
I don't know how.
I thought he was a cop.
Yeah, you've got DEA.
He's a narc. He seems a narc. He's a narc.
Got a DEA agent that's got 420 in the background. I don't know about that. You do the math. He's no DEA agent. He's the guy that's. I watched that. Dude, that show is awesome. A Contraband. You ever see Contraband seized at the border? That shit gives me the heebie-jeebies. I start itching.
You're like, I get nervous and stuff.
And I'm not smuggling nothing. It's crazy, man.
Jamal, you say that. Like, he says Hassan Reddick in a Dallas jersey. Well, think about if Trotter had got drafted. Think about if Trotter had got drafted as a linebacker to the Cowboys. Well, think about that would have been.
Joe Mall, they actually inquired with Philly about a trade. Probably right up until the point that they heard what he wants a year and said, nah, fuck it, we're not giving it. But getting back to my original, I'm going to keep it real. I was thinking, who on our team would I be willing to trade? And, I came up with Donovan Wilson. I mean, he didn't play at all. He's a stud. He's a starter for us. But I'm just saying, you got to give up something to get something. Who else are we going to give up that's got value? Donovan just signed a deal last year. It's not through the roof, but it's a nice amount of money.
Great safety.
If you're talking edge rusher, they're not going to, D-Law? We're not going to get rid of D-Law, right? I mean, maybe they would take D-Law. Would you take Reddick for Law? I don't know that I don't know.
I think they would take somebody playing versus somebody not playing. How about that?
I was just trying to be.
The guy's not going to play for you.
And then I said Jerron Bland. I said, well, how about Jerron Bland? But I really can't give up Bland. But see, this is where I fault Phil. This is where I fault the Cowboys, right? And we talked about this before the draft. And this goes out to anybody who doesn't want to see Dak come back, or it really doesn't matter. If you have to identify early in a player's career, not early, but you need to identify with 2 years left on a deal, whether you plan on signing him. You got to identify, okay, we're 2 years out. We're like 3 years out. What are we looking at? You hear Jerry go, oh, well, I know more than anybody about the salary cap and what it's going to be 5 years down the road. Okay, let's worry about what your players are. Who do you intend on signing Bland? Okay, if you do, then now might be the time, because you'll get a deal now.
Just going up, yeah.
Yeah, you wait, it just goes up and up and up and up. So if you're not going to sign Bland, I know you want him this year, but I'm just throwing it out there. You can't get something to not get. I mean, I'm just saying. But then I said, I don't really want to give up Bland because he's young.
No.
But again, if you're telling me if they know now that they're not going to give him money, let's face it, are they going to give him money? I don't know that they can afford that. But I don't know yet. We need to see more leaves fall. We need to see if Dak gets signed. We need to see if CD gets signed. We need to see if Micah gets signed. So it's scary because
we got too many of our own guys. You're right.
It's like scary that I don't know that they know the answer to those questions.
Sugar Daddy, he plans ahead to fall behind.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, Sugar Daddy. I think that they should be, like I said this, like the movie Armageddon, Like they just think that there's these, brilliant scientists in the room just thinking up shit to save the planet. Well, I'm thinking that we got high-end minds in the back rooms of the stars saying, okay, this is what we got. These are the players. We're not going to bring back Bland. We're not going to bring him back. Bland is, if you've decided that Bland is not coming back, Phil, then you need to seriously, like if we know that we weren't going to have Dak, why wouldn't have you explored a trade for him? I know he's got a no trade clause, but you know how that works, Phil. You know how.
I mean, I get why you don't sign Bland now compared to like wait a year or two, in his contract. I'd rather not pay him right after he just set an NFL record for return touchdowns with off interceptions. So I get that part of it. But there's a heartbreak as well. We know that Bland is on that possible chopping block. There's also other guys
Kid Cowboy, nobody's making you come back every day, bro. Nobody's a fanboy. You don't like it? Hit the road, Jack. I don't know what to tell you. We're talking all angles here. We keep it real here. This is not a hater channel. You want to hate? Go ahead. We're not bothering you. Anyway, sorry.
Well, I mean, you got to keep them. You got to be able to retain these pieces in order to get other pieces that you're drafting. Because let's be real, man, they're not spending it in free agency. And I get it. You're working too hard to try to get your own guys signed. It's not a luxury to be here as much as it used to be. You got the headaches, you got the media, you got all this scrutiny that you go through. Even those NFL take places, they say how much they give crap to the Cowboys players compared to other players. Oh, if Dak wasn't on this team, would we be giving them the same crap? And we seem to be giving Kirk Cousins and Josh Allen all this stuff, but. And it's true. So to want to take less money just to go play for them, it doesn't have that same appeal as it used to 3 decades ago.
Yeah. Yep. Nobody deserves money on this team until they win a Super Bowl. Again, Kid Cowboy. Again, you can't run an operation that way, man. That's not the way it works. You could have all the right pieces. Buffalo should have won one, Phil. Remember? They should have beat the Giants when Scott.
They were close. They were on a roll in that first matchup with us.
Eagles
have
had
until that second half.
Eagles have had championship teams, Phil, prior to winning one over the years. Mm-hmm. They've had championship level teams, whether it was coaching. You can say whatever you want. Buddy Ryan was a great coach. He was a good motivator, and they loved him. But in the end, he let down his players. They had some really unbelievable. I would say some of them Eagle defenses with Reggie White, Clyde Simmons, Jerome Brown. It goes on and on. Andre Waters, Eric Allen. I mean, it just goes on. Mike Golick. It goes on and on. They should have won a Super Bowl, but they never did. Why? It's not easy. It's not easy winning a Super Bowl. It's not.
That's the thing about Kid Cowboy. It is a 10 to 12 year program because your owners are not going anywhere. Your GM is not going anywhere. So he doesn't have a problem with trying to get talent in here now. Your mindset is not the same as Jerry's right now. And so you are very correct in the sense that we need to be able to circulate people in here that, hey, if you're not getting it done, we need to get somebody that else that has. But again, when I look at Dak, I don't see him as our problem of why we can't go forward. Yeah, he might be not the solution all the time.
Yeah, he's not going to carry
30 plus points on our defense. Any quarterback's going to have a hard time, So again, I want to get the problems that I can solve in the sense of, we need a defensive tackle. We don't have that. Like that's not something we have. Let's replace the guys once we have everything filled in, but we don't even have that. I want to be able to at least be above average in everywhere.
Yes, absolutely. Buddy Ball putting a hit on players. Yeah, that was a bounty bowl. I remember that. He hit, who was that, Luis Zendejas? That was actually fun, man. Buddy choking on a pork chop. Jimmy was making fun of him. Those were the good old days.
No, and to say yes, you're right, Kid Cowboy. You are talking about quarterbacks in the value of which they should be paid by what they've done. That is not how the NFL works, Kid Cowboy. It's who is next, who is up next. Cowboys, unfortunately, have dragged their feet with that, and if they want to continue down this path, they have to pay who's up next, and that is who is up next. Because if it's not us, who's up next at the end of the season is going to be Dak again, and somebody's going to pay him. Whether he's done anything, when he stands in the pocket, he reads well. He's not perfect. If he was perfect, we would obviously have Super Bowls, but and he would have been a higher draft pick. Let's be real. But he does elevate a team, and that's what people are going to be paying for. Right. So I mean, I look at guys like Brad. Oh man, I can't even remember his name. He was
What's up?
Sam Bradford.
Oh,
I could not understand how that guy kept getting jobs.
He got paid.
He got paid and paid
He was
and
Kirk
paid.
Cousins
I'm like,
before Kirk Cousins.
but it was because he was that guy that was just available. There was nobody there to take his place, and unfortunately, that's where we're at. It's just, who are you going to pay? If you're going to, I'm going to go for Kirk Cousins. Well, look at his record. I'm going to go pay unless it's a young guy that you're going to. For example, Trey Lance. I'm not saying Trey is the answer or anything like that, but you're going to have growing pains no matter who you put in there young. There's going to be growing pains, and that's what we have.
You don't play to just play it.
Agreed.
That's the great thing about sports.
Yes. Well, when I say Sam Bradford, he was up next consistently at that time. He was 15 million, 17 million when the quarterbacks were only getting paid like 12 to 14. So I saw a lot of people investing in him. And he was just that. It definitely wasn't because, he was taking that team and he was pushing them into the playoffs. He just was happy. Hey, if we want to sign this quarterback, we have to pay this money.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah, Skippy Herm Edwards.
The Meatloaf. Yeah, I played a Herm Edwards drop. Hello. You played to win the game. He hasn't elevated anything in the playoffs, Devil Dog. I'm just saying he's overpaid. He shouldn't be one of the. No, I agree.
That's true. We are definitely with you.
That's why
definitely
it cracks me up, like Kid Cowboy,
I don't
you
like
say
it.
that we're like supporters. No. We've said many times, Kid Cowboy, we'd rather move on. But again, we need to see something from somebody.
Or at least a glimpse from some kind of college player. I don't know.
To look for a trade before the draft. Mark almost had a coronary. I said, maybe let's try and find a team. I know Dak has a no trade, but if he's going to sign a $60 million deal with the Jets, the Giants, whoever, New Orleans, Oakland, then
he can get over there 1 year early.
If I can get a second-round pick, then get the deal done. That's where I blame this organization. We don't have the forethought. I'm sorry, but if I was running the Cowboys, me and Phil, let's say Phil was Stephen Jones and I'm Jerry or vice versa, we would get a game plan and say, okay, we got Micah, CD, Dak, who we letting go? I know, and I know Stephen here would say, well, we're going to let Dak go, but we need to go out and bring. I think that Phil would have brought somebody in here. Not named Trey Lance. Yeah. We would have brought in somebody, whether it was Jimmy G or whoever. We would have brought somebody. Bo Nix. Maybe he would have made a play for his guy, Bo. Mouse, Brian is not Mark Holmes. All he's saying is right now at the moment, Dallas don't have another answer. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't.
I
mean, we have
exactly
a cheap answer and a possible future thing, but you're going to have to.
I don't think so either.
Definitely go through the growing pains.
I think
he's
that's
going
ridiculous.
There's somebody going to.
I don't think somebody's giving him 70.
I don't know about 70. Eventually, maybe within his contract.
Well, see,
but if you have to outbid each other, maybe he gets that.
See, I think a little differently. I think a little differently with, I think these, like the same kind of conversation that they had with the running backs. I think they're going to have this conversation with the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks can't make any more. You can't this is football, people. This isn't baseball where there's 162 games. This isn't basketball where they're all guaranteed contracts and there's 82 games. There's what, 17 games now, maybe a total of 18, and it's a physical sport. You cannot have one player making more than 15, 18% of the salary cap in order to have a winning team. So I think all teams are going to back off of it. Now, it's easy to say that when a team like Kansas City is winning 3 Super Bowls, but, you know, they also have great defensive players too.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, they traded Tyreek Hill. I was one of them that thought that they were going to fail. And yet, they win it again with Juju Smith-Schuster, who was just cut. You know,
that's what.
You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dak is like Trey is the answer with his talent and reps. By week 10, he'll be fine. And that's what's funny. It's like, but if you're gonna take it down year, take the down year. I mean, if you know, you throw your young quarterback in there. If that's the thing. If next year you don't have any kind of answer, you never got Dak in there, then yeah, let's push forward with him. And if we struggle, we struggle, and we just get a better draft pick. We set ourselves up for a better thing. It's just we need that leader. There has to be that leader there, and unfortunately, that wasn't the greatest showing. That gave people a lot of confidence. But I mean, he could come by we could get in there by week 3, the third preseason game, tear it up, and how are people going to be talking about him then? So it's just again, I'm not changing any kind of opinion about Trey Lance. I just wanted to see him out there. He looked pretty good in the jersey. Let's just be real.
He looks good in the jersey. He's a very good athlete. But
he just looks like he can't take much hits.
He looks like he's raw and he needs a lot. What's up, John Acme?
You are right, Curtis. Man, we have so much dead money.
Come on, John, I'm off, bro.
God, it's just so bad.
It is. Wow, Dak is gone. Y'all will say bring back Logan. I'm not saying he's gone. I'm saying we don't have control.
No, he's talking about the people that were,
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I'm not here saying... I mean, again. Hold up. Anyway, he won't even make the playoffs. I don't know that. He's made the playoffs the last 3 years. So
now I'm making him make the playoffs. Now, does he do anything in the playoffs? Yeah. I can't see it with this team. You know, that's where he would surprise me.
Just think, yeah, exactly. And Curtis, we got $40 million that we got to count for, even if Dak's gone. So next year we got $40 million.
Way cheaper. About I would say like 1/3 of the price, if you could probably say, you know.
Trey Lance is like Danny White. Oh, I don't know about that. Danny White was one of the winningest quarterbacks in Cowboys history. Just he couldn't get over the top. Won a ton of playoff games. Went to 3 championship games, but he just couldn't get over the top. Devil Dog, he's still young and raw, like you said, Brian. His ceiling is a lot higher and way cheaper. Devil Dog again, but I'm not willing to. He needs to show me more. You know, this is his opportunity. Let's just leave it at that. I think the Cowboys have no choice but to pay Dak. Bobby, I think it's true. And the scary thing is he lights it up in the regular season, so he's going to have an impact on your team winning. He just is.
Yeah. See, that's the problem.
I'm sorry to tell you, but he will.
Yep.
He won't make 70. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, he could if you keep dragging your damn feet. I'll tell you that.
He ain't making 70 here. That's for sure. I'll give you.
Sorry, man.
I'll give you 57. There you go. You get your 57, Dak, on a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option. That's what you're getting from Game Time. Outside of that, we got to move on. But you know, I don't know. Curtis, Danny White was great, and Steve Young didn't win NFC. Yeah, I know. It's funny how we have revisionist history about Steve Young, how he's the best left-handed quarterback ever.
I could not stand Steve Young, man. I couldn't
stand him. But I think he was just. I think he was overrated as a quarterback. I think when he.
Well, I definitely didn't think he was worthy of pushing Montana out of his spot. Get out of here with that. You know, he might be cocky little dude that runs around and stuff, but as for left-handed quarterbacks, I've seen better. Michael Vick, you know.
Yeah. To be fair, Jordan is 2 years older than Trey. Yeah, and they let him sit back. Mouse, Jordan Love, we're talking about. They let him sit back. Maybe too long, but I don't think you could say that. But Trey's been in the league, for 4 years now? So you would think he would have matured and gotten at least
3 years, going into his 4th year.
Yeah, like his footwork, you would think the mechanics part would be down by
how
now.
How much of the injuries, sidelined and
definitely. That's it.
So I mean that kind of derailed everything. And really he didn't have a whole lot of body of work in college. I mean, he had 1 season of work, and so for me, that's what baffles me a little bit. Just because watching him in college there's nothing that screamed out that he was worth a first-round draft pick. So sometimes with these scouts, I'm not really sure what they're seeing, but there have been some guys that have surprised me too. I mean, I'm not gonna come out here and say that I predicted the whole Patrick Mahomes thing, man. That definitely was a shocker there.
John Acme says, Brian, I believe they will sign Dak and CD soon. We'll see. Why the duck are you trying to keep us?
Hey, man, don't be talking about ducks like that.
Well, why the duck? I know what he means.
Yeah, I know what he means. I'm like, don't be talking about ducks like that. Like,
quack, quack. Lance is not the one. Send him back in. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Chuck? How
that's
you,
why
brother?
It's like, if you're going to do the move, and again, if I'm going to go with a young guy, I'd rather get the draft pick young guy than pay somebody 25, 35 million a year to be that young guy. I don't want to do that.
Sugar daddy. Zeke's contract is like divorcing your ex-wife, paying her alimony and paying her again to move it in with you. Hey, I have actually had friends who got a divorce and then got remarried, and now we're going through yet another divorce. It's like, they're like distant friends. I'm like, come on, man. If you're going to get back together, don't get married again.
Chuck, you were very right. I think you are very correct. I think it was a waste of a 4th-round pick. If anything, it gave you hopes. Maybe they were just using that 4th-round pick as leverage.
Dink and duck. Oh, sorry. This is a wasted 4th-round pick.
Yeah,
it was.
Could have got a running back. Could have got something,
Braylon Allen looks real good right about now. Braylon Allen's killing it in the preseason.
What did I tell you, man? What did I say?
Yeah, Braylon Allen.
I was talking
Lloyd.
about that guy. Oh,
yeah. I was like, he runs a little upright. Yeah, he's running upright right through the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Credit, goddamn running back. Yeah, lady, my favorite woman. LOL. How are you, Bobby? I recommend not getting married, people.
Period.
Yeah, see, I gotta show Bobby this. I got a bunch of stuff, but I got this to give away to my Eagle people. Look at this. It's a
Mouse.
banner.
Is it terrible business? Let me paint a different scenario for you, okay? Let me paint just a different picture. Let's say you don't get Dak signed. You decide, things don't go well this year. I don't know what scenario that you have that Mike McCarthy is moving on.
It is nice, Logan. I don't play games, big guy.
Let's say Mike McCarthy is moving on. Now, you come in here, you can kind of restart with the fresh new of everything. You need to get a quarterback. You need to get this. And you can pick that. You don't have a guy automatically on the roster that you have to go with because he's taking up a quarter of your salary cap. That's the positive. I mean, there's a lot of people on 1-year deals, so there's going to be a lot of situations where you can bring in guys and people can be out the door and you're not being hurt by contracts and stuff. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to be hurt by Dak's contract because there's a lot of rope. God, that made me almost throw up. But I'm interested to see this upcoming year. It's going whether we like it or not, it's going to be a lot of drama. They might as well put the hard knocks on here and just follow it. Just follow it along. Dude, they are just sending you a bunch of stuff, huh?
Well, I had to get some stuff from my Eagle people, but I got some Dallas stuff in the mail coming, so I just want to have a bunch of stuff here. I got hats. I'm still working on the t-shirts, people. Still working on it. Work in progress. It's a work in progress. So
way more progressed than I am.
Well, I got this background. I mean, I'm gonna have somebody who made these logos. They're really cool logos, more of university style logos. I'm going more on the less illustrative to start off, but nice, but I need the back, but they're all on white backgrounds. And in order to put them on t-shirts, you need a certain DPI. It's dots per inch, basically, is what it means.
So you need to get rid of all that white.
And I need to make the background transparent, but unfortunately the program I'm using, which is Canva that we use, it doesn't have that feature. So I'm trying to get in contact with people. It's called a DTF sheet. It's like a gang sheet. You can buy like 100 feet and you get as many logos on it as you can. And it's kind of interesting because you can, like, a 10-inch logo goes on like medium and larges. So like 11 goes on XL, 2X, and 12-inch logo goes on. You got to change the size. So in order to do that, and those gang sheets are like $150, but you can get like 30 or 40 nice logos on there. So if you add it that way, okay, you're spending $4 or $5 a logo. I got some T-shirts. I already bought the press. So it's just, but I need to find somebody because because Canva will take the background out, but then it drops the quality of the picture in half. So then you can only make like real small logos. So that's not going to help me. So I need to find a workaround. I'm working on it, people. But that's where I'm going with it. So and then Mark's going to help me out with the store. So we'll figure that out. But who threw the glitches on the field yesterday? Asman. It was bad. It was bad. Anyone know? Anyone how plays a song for a member? Lady, he loves you. I don't know what that means, John.
Anyone help?
He loves me, yeah. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Here's a song for you, lady.
Oh, it says ladies' night. Is that one?
Oh, hell no.
I can't hear the song. That's why I can't bob my head to it. I hear nothing.
Yeah, I got those plugins, but I can't seem to get them to work. I still have the email you sent me. I clicked on them, I downloaded them, but nothing's working. So, John Acme.
So you installed them?
I have
did
to.
you click on them and install them?
That reminds me. As soon as we're done here, because we're going to be done in a couple minutes, then we will do that.
We're going to play Madden.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
The new Madden
now.
came out.
But, yeah, I'll have to get it, and then we'll have to play.
Double shot of rum and coke. Man, I love some rum and coke, man. That's my drink with a lime.
Yeah. Me and Phil are liking that. That's probably my favorite, rum and cokes. But Dak's chronic ankle problems. Fly Eagles fly. Okay, brother. But anyway, all right, everybody. I just wanted to do a lunchtime chat. Thanks for Phil to stop on. I didn't think he'd be around, so it was cool to have him in here. Again, we turned over the super chat, so Wednesday will be our next. Oh, I'll do a lunchtime chat tomorrow. But I mean,
so you probably try to do it every quarter of the year. Just reset it. Reset. I think that's what your tumbler there. No. I thought you emptied it out. That's what I thought you did.
No. I was thinking about it. So
because you get to a certain point, you got to get to a certain point. You got to reset it.
Well, I was at. I went to a couple stores. I'm sure people have heard of Rally House and obviously the Rally House around here, but then Lids. I was talking to a guy. I was looking at a Kelly Green a
prices
game,
are ridiculous.
A game jersey. He wants $175. I told him if and when I get to 50K, I'll give away I might give away 2 jerseys, a Cowboy and an Eagle. But we'll wait till we get to that point. But for those, it would be for channel members and new channel members. I'll have to come up with a system. But, John Acme, if I do a thing where, okay, once we get to X amount of channel members, for a month, if you want to sign up, and then, those people only will go into the hopper for the jersey. That's basically. So, and all existing channel members. Cool. So something like that. But I'm just getting my head spinning.
See you, Curtis.
I'm always dumping more money out than's coming in, but that's just the way it works, right? Yep. But all right, everybody, I'm dragging on. So yes, the Kelly Greens, they're really nice. Mouse, I mean, I don't like them, but for you guys, it's nice. Phil, anything you want to say? We got your channel up.
I appreciate Dude, I appreciate you letting me come through, man. I need to explain that, and I can't just put out there that I think Trey Lance did well. I wasn't thinking that he was the bomb and we figured out the answer. Let's move away from that. That's not saying that at all. I like the fact that he wasn't throwing into double coverage. He wasn't throwing picks like the other side was. He wasn't. When he saw that he needed to run, he wasn't afraid to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. Once he got past his first read, I think that's where he was getting a little antsy, and he started to do that instead of going through his progressions and stuff. But with the backup offensive line, I don't blame you as well too. So I appreciate you letting me come through, man.
Oh, dude, it's the best. Yeah, he is my partner in crime. Basically, I wouldn't be doing this without him, and he already had it.
Vice versa, man.
Well,
wait, no, I was
channel,
not.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
I helped him a little bit. So
yeah, I was waiting for that other piece. That's what I was waiting for.
Either way, we're gonna have fun in Texas, and we're gonna figure that all out. So, but anyway, you'll see me. You may see me. Probably not tonight with anything, but tomorrow I'll get at a video out in the morning, and then I'll do a lunchtime chat most likely, and then we will go from there. Don't forget Wednesday night the channel member Zoom call. We'll set that up and get that ready for 8 p.m. for the channel members to go at it. I see Drew is re-upped his channel membership, so he's now allowed back in. We'll keep Leo away this week. He needs to take a break. But all right, everybody, thank you so much. Phil, I'll talk to you later, and everybody
Take care,
else,
guys.
late. Bye.